So I know I'm not in front of where I originally took the thumbnail photo for this video because I was going to originally shoot it in front of that really cool clock, but I decided, you know what, I need to scrap the whole video because I really need to get this message to y'all in a very I need to not beat around the bush when it comes to this whole manifestation thing. Like, I still, even when I'm saying like, I'm properly sifting through the memories and knowledge bank that is my mind to try to give ways to say this differently. And I don't need to at all. I could just flow in a video. But the thing that still stops me or halts me, that I'm still facing, is this whole idea of letting my throat chakra just yap, letting it go. Sometimes I still get on myself for yapping, and there's no reason I really should be. I should just be delivering whatever comes out of my mouth value, no matter how good or bad it's perceived. I know I'm dropping gems, and that's just what I need to do. In the original video I shot, I talked about what's next, like the thumbnail says, but also I wanted to pull it back to you when it comes to embodiment. Maybe you're asking yourself, that's a good one, asking in yourself, or asking yourself, what's next in my life? What is going to happen? This, and that. And what I want to say, if you're someone who's spiritually inclined or even psychologically inclined, and you're watching a video like this, you don't need to know what's next or the how. Set a clear goal or clear thing that you want to create, and then get out of your own way and follow it every day as much as you can, pushing your concept of yourself to the highest it can go. Self-concept, concept of self, all of it. Push it to the highest. Your concept of self is what you know the self to be, and then your self-concept is what you actually be every day. So push these two things to the max while you're doing that goal, and it has no choice but to work out to some degree. No matter what, you would literally be the only failure, and I'm seeing this every day now. Home is a little cold right now, so I wanted to go into my room where I have the heater on. I'm also watching this video. Mute that for a second. But yeah, you are only really going to experience these wild things. Like, you will experience wild things. If there's people trying to experience supernatural events or like mystical things when it comes to any of this manifestation, or even the manifestation itself would be mystical to them, then you have to understand the concept of what you think yourself is. If you understand concept of self, which is you are the I am, you are God, you're source, you're the maker, you're the creator, and you're one with that energy, that is the true self, then when you go to your self-concept, see where it's at. Like, am I a loser? Am I this? Do I attract the worst? Do I never have enough money? Blah, blah, blah. That's all the self-concept. Because if you know the concept of self is God, then when you go back to the self-concept, it has to match. They pretty much all get in a line. This is also why I really like learning these principles from, well, I've learned them myself, but being reminded of these principles through Eric. Because years ago, what I understood it as is just like, you are God, you are one with God, you're a source. Like when I read the 4 agreements, and I understood this, and I understood this for years with everything I was able to manifest, but I really started to understand it now when I got my mind wrapped around wealth. Is that wealth is the same thing, as to where I was one of the stories where I could always have an amazing woman by my side, but for some reason wealth always eluded me, and I always have people that take care of me, but wealth always eluded me. And then I started to understand, oh, I was only applying this to one aspect of the game, one aspect of the matrix, when this whole thing is the matrix. That's why it's like, you'll attract people and circumstances and things that'll give you opportunity to make more money as you become that concept of yourself, the higher self. Say you want to make $100,000 a year, you have to become you have to become that self concept. But the concept of self, you have to understand that the inner world and your God energy is that. Like, that is the concept of the self, this thing that comes together, But then your own personal self-concept has to also resonate with that. So you have to become the self-concept of someone with $100,000. That's at least how my mind makes it, by the way. I just want to clarify that before we get deeper into the video, like what's next for me and what I'm going to focus on, and also document for you guys as I go through it day by day, which in that original video that I filmed with the thumbnail that you see on this video, I said actually things that started happening, which is very cool. But yeah, and actually I should go back. I should probably scrap this one video that I filmed, which is okay. I'll just film it again. But dang, I said a lot of good gems, but I think I'm just gonna let the video go, to be honest. But anyways, that's neither here nor there. But what I want to say for you watching this video right now is that you're one with God. That may be hard for some people to understand, but I'm going to say in this moment for you, it's not. You're one with God. Your environment is you. Everything you're watching, your awareness is you. Where you place your awareness is where energy flows to. Energy goes. Intention grow. All of it, all the lovely words you've heard over this journey. But now I'm going to show you exactly how I got to where I'm at and how I'm going to do it with wealth and what I'm already doing. Let's say, right, I want to manifest $100,000 a year, but it has to be doing what I love to do. It has to not make me feel drained. It can be a 9 to 5. As long as I'm not drained, as long as I have time to do what I want to do, then it's fine by me. I'll deliver the best results if I know I'm in flow, right? And I'm aligned with what I'm supposed to be doing. Even if I work for a cool ass boss, it doesn't matter to me. As long as I can create and be me on the side, and maybe from there, that's how other things expand. Whatever. I'm just giving you the overview of how my mind is expansive. It can be anything, because I don't think 9 to 5s or regular jobs or anything are just limited to this perception of people being like, oh, you're stuck, they're hard, they suck, we're supposed to all be free. And it's like, okay, then that's your perception. But that's why I really hold on to perception, because perception is the biggest thing that is creating everyone's reality, because it plays into the self-concept and the concept of self. You could really just say the perception of self. What do you think you are? And then the self's perception. What is your self's perception on everything going on around you? I'm about to start saying that, perception of self. That's fire. Yeah, I'm about to start saying that in more videos. Because what is your perception on what the self is? And then what is that self's perception projecting into the world? So, yeah. So nothing fancy, but so say I want to make $100,000 a year. Well, I have to become that person. So what I would end up doing is go, okay, I am making $100,000 a year. The thoughts start coming in. Well, we don't make that. How are we going to do that? Hang on. Go to the perception of self. I know that the self that I am is God, is one with God. Would God worry about anything if God is the creator? When God says things are done, they're done. So I am now making $100,000 a year. So that old self-perception is going to attack the new self-perception. The new self-perception is I'm projecting it outwards. I am making $100,000 a year. Now the old perception wants to go, no, we're not doing that. Like, what do you mean? We're staying safe. We're making as much as we're making now. Pulling back resistance. But the harder you go, like my Consciousness Overdrive series, you can take that voice completely out and just be it in the moment. But the second you say it, it's done. So now how would I go about my life? Well, I'm not going to just spend every dime because I know I'm going to make, I'm not going to make I'm not going to spend every dime because, just because I say now that I'm $100,000, I'm going to be irresponsible with money. You see, that's the difference. Some people mix that up and think that there is this, oh, I'm a millionaire now, so now I can go spend every dime. No. Because your $100,000 version of yourself would be smart with money, always have it available, always make the right choices, right? So what I'm going to say, like how I basically could have been homeless and I made the jump. If you're able to make a leap and you want to spend that money and you're spending it from the perception or the self-perception that you're making more money, then go ahead. Because certain people who make tons of money still end up finding ways like, oh damn, I always don't have enough money, but you're making so much money. There's a person making $100,000 a year that's abundant and the one that's still broke. And where they still are saying $100,000 isn't enough. But then there's the person who's making $100,000 that says it is enough. So think about that for a second, because when you start doing this, you have to act as if and be. You have to be it in the moment. So if my $100,000 self would go ahead and order a pizza, I'd get a pizza. I'd get some Danishes. Then I'll get them Danishes and pizza and order them and not care and not feel guilty about it because I make $100,000 a year. You know, might be low on money, but I'm not low on money because, you know, I'm saying this for the physical. The physical might be reflecting right now because it's the old version that, you know, don't have the most amount of money. This money could go to something better, but I still have more in the reserves than this pizza. But I make $100,000 a year, so a pizza is nothing. So I buy the pizza. But I don't break the bank in buying the pizza, even though my physical is reflecting. I could use this a little bit for something better right now, but it's okay because I always have money coming back to me. So do you see how you balance it? It's balance. That's what it is. It's about balance and being. It's about balance and being. Even when you're manifesting an SP or whatever, it's the same thing. If you have the person in your life that you want, or you're like, oh, I have my soulmate. I did this. This is where I have one of the biggest testimonials to the love of my life that I'm dating now. I literally was going to the park and walking every day like I was walking, like she was walking right beside me, telling me, oh my God, I love everything you do. I'm obsessed with you, this, that. Like, that's what I did. And then she came around and she was double that. Obsessed with me, can never be away from me, this, that. Like, and mind you, I was just doing things for myself. Like, I was pouring into myself. That's the biggest thing. Like, you feel and embody that you have that 100K, that you have that SP, that you have that job, that you have that passion, you have the knowledge for what you're gonna do, and it'll come. You just have to you have to tune yourself. You're like a fucking radio with an antenna going out of your head, and that antenna is picking up on transmissions, picking up on radio waves. But it's you're the living antenna. So it's like, if you're complaining, but you know the concept of self is that you are a God, but then your self concept doesn't match that you are a God, because a God would let things go. A God creates as they speak. You're just going to fumble. You're going to fumble the bag. And I'm realizing that now, because even individuals in my community, in my environment now, are telling me, we're at that point where I don't want you to worry about money. I'm like, this is exactly what I've been saying to myself. I'm not shocked, because you're not supposed to worry about anything outside of yourself. You come from a world much more magical than this. You come from the kingdom of heaven, which is where you have everything within you. Heaven and hell, all these things are states of mind within you, within your energy. It really feels like I'm making these videos for me, but also, yes, like you or me watching the video. So it's like, this is the same thing I would say to myself, because I would want someone to be stressing this to me in my way. That just, you have to be the embodiment of what you want to experience, or you won't experience it. So, and even if you try to take all the right steps, it won't work. You really got to do the work. That's the whole thing about this. You have to do the work. So, with that, I love you guys. You are the shift. You're not waiting for the shift. You are Solithic. And peace, guys. Still coming up with that intro, but yeah.